Inspiration can take you a really, really long way if you let it. This whole concept came up playing Necromunda in the basement with friends of mine. It started this channel. It started all of you guys being interested in what we're doing. But I have a new concept. Should work on just about anybody's board setup. I am really, really happy about it. Absolutely love everything we've done, but I gotta tell you what, it's time to evolve. Welcome to another episode of We're back at it, you guys. More on the Sumpwall. This is going to be great. One thing I wanted to let everybody know right away, this is going to be 3 videos for me to do this. There's a lot of information that I wanted to pack in. This first video, might be a little boring. I'm going to go a little more in depth as to how, and why I'm doing this stuff. Let's get into it. We got our first pile of stuff. We're using bamboo skewers. Now, so this is 1.5 foam, 1.5 thick. I've already cut it on the Proxxon cutter because I didn't think that was going to work too well on the video. So we have those pegs there, and I got some apple skewers just for bigger things. So this is basically the concept of how I was going to stack the walls, and there's my coffee. All right, so as I said, maybe a little bit boring here. You're going to be watching me decorate foam and kill bugs off the screen. Yeah, we're just basically using... Now, I know a lot of people like the rulers and all that other stuff. And you know what? I have that. They're all laying in a pile over on the other side of the room. I just didn't feel like getting up and getting it. Yeah, we're a little crooked. The angles are off a little bit, but again, yeah, this is the underhive. It's not that big of a deal. It's better if it's crooked because it's supposed to be all falling down. And here's the vaunted deburring tool from Games Workshop. So, yeah, basically what I'm going to be doing is drawing lines into this. Yeah, why another Sumpwall, you ask? The idea of the Sumpwall was going to be at our events, to open up table space for other boards and other games to be played on. And then you could just walk over in the corner and play a game of Necromunda if you wanted to. And everything was there, ready to go. When we went to Adepticon, it became pretty apparent when I set that thing up on the middle of a table that, the first thing I screamed to you is, well, why can't we play on the other side of it? Because you had to set it up in the middle. If you set it up on the edge, there was a chance it was going to fall off the table. So that got me to really thinking. And of course, at this point, why not? There's been a lot of things that are going to come out of this. Okay, let's get back to it. Yeah, so one of the things that happens, you can put all kinds of texture on these foam pieces, and then keep working it. Here I am busting all that stuff off. Now, one of the things about pink foam, of course, is all those little guys, but we're saving them for later. That'll probably be in the next video when we're looking for texture, because that'll enhance your sand and things. So here we are. We're marking this to foam cut for the pipes that are going to be working in the piece. That'll be the structural thing that'll keep everything together. I really needed this on the wall that I previously did. I put it on paneling and then ran the PVC up the back and kept it on with broom holders, basically. This particular concept wouldn't work very well because it's way too bulky and it's way too heavy. I was finding that as soon as you stacked another board on top of it, it started teetering really bad. So there was 2 ways to go around this: either make it heavier or make it lighter. So with this foam, what I really needed to do was figure out a way to encase the piping and have it on a base that wouldn't allow for too much tipping based upon the new weight that I had. So yeah, this was a guess all the way around as far as it goes. Let's get back to it. We're using the hand foam cutter for this. Now this is 1.5 inch foam, so what ends up happening a lot of times, and that's what's showing in here, is you can't hold that thing straight. That's why I like cutting the edges with the Proxon. But you know, you do a little dig out here, and now, hey, look. So on that shot right there, we're going to be showing you how the setup is. I set one of these up with those pipes just glued to the side without actually carving into the foam. That one's not, it's not as secure. So what we're going to do here is we're going to set some marks. Yep, there's a little guy right there. We're going to set some marks, and what we're going to do is we're going to do some carving into the foam wall itself. Now, one other thing that I found out when I was doing my mock-ups was there has to be a stop, and that really what it comes down to is that's what it ends up being. There's no stop for the pegs. So when you go all, you know, my first mock-up, I did the whole thing and then dropped the peg down, and it went all the way to the bottom of the tile. So stops had to be invested in that. So yeah, the original concept was not this, where I dug into the foam, into the wall itself. This really provides a lot of stabilization with a very little bit of work. There's not a whole lot at all. And it also gives me a very good opportunity to do this with the other sides of it. There's a lot of cool opportunities now that I've got this style set up and I've got the design kind of down. So these are the guys kind of holding the pipe in. Now I am gluing the pipe in as well. Don't miss that. But what I'm finding is this side of the wall is pretty doggone cool because that's 1.5 inches out. So how are we going to put this together? Well, we're going to do a mock-up here real quick, and you guys can see I got a different camera shot, but yeah, we're back to the foam board glue, and we are gluing the pipes in. Now, after messing around with this for a little bit, those pipes bust loose, which is why I put the caps on the outside. My original mock-ups had those big long skewers going all the way through too, but of course the camera was running, so it wasn't working. So I pulled out the candy apple skewers, a little thicker, to join the vertical piece to the horizontal piece. And then, just like when I was building those other pieces in the last video, we just use the skewers, we go all the way through. This technique gave me a few ideas for the next video, which is going to be decorating this guy up and getting her fully ready for painting. It's amazing how much different stuff goes through your head when you're actually on the move here and you're doing these things. I can't tell you how much inspiration I've gotten as this has gone on for decorations, use of bits, other things like that. One of the things that's going to happen with this is I'm going to be diving into the tremendous amount of bits piles, not just Games Workshop bits, all the curtain hangers and plumbing parts and all kinds of stuff. You basically need shapes, but the trick is to make sure that you're staying in that profile, which is why I wanted to make a 6-inch base on the bottom of that. Secondary, you can also use this as a board setup, and I'm going to do that in the last video on 4 tiles again, and we're going to set these things up so I can show you how we can stack this. Now I don't have all this quite ready yet. I'm making these videos as I go. I haven't even started on the decoration video or anything yet. I really want a lot of information for you guys because this is really easy. This is so much harder for me to talk about. This is so much harder to describe to you what's going on in my head than it is to just do it, because it's pink foam. It's not that hard. So we're going to be, as you probably noticed, on these two tiles, we're changing the way the pipe holding side is. Now, those things turn into holders for the PVC pipe, and I'm guessing at some point the PVC pipe is going to fall out of there, of which case this should still work because we dug into the wall when we dropped the wooden pegs, the dowels that I made in there. They should just stay in there anyways into the chamber that I've pretty much made for them. So here we go. We're gonna do some double checking here. Yeah, there's the pipes. They go right in. We did the stops, and that one slides right on. It's amazing to me how solid this thing is. It really, really is. And this wouldn't be a good check if we didn't do the other side too. You can do an awful lot more with making this straight and, you know, doing pre-prep and everything else. I don't work like that anymore. I used to. And, you know, at this point I've done it so many times that it's just, you know, I feel like I'm wasting time when I'm actually using a ruler and all that other junk, you know, unless it's the really important stuff. The fact of the matter is, this shouldn't look crisp and clean. It should be crooked. It should be, you know, just manky and, you know, all those other things. These walls are holding up the entire hive above it. Let's get on. We'll do the ceiling coat now. For these pieces right here, I'm going with this first sealing coat of just straight PVA glue, not watered down, not anything. Now I know for a fact this isn't going to coat the whole thing, but this is one of the reasons I wanted to make so many videos. It's pretty important, if you don't want these foam pieces to deteriorate, to be coating several different times with different products. The other two mock-up pieces that I did, I haven't coated yet, and I'm going to test using a varnish paint coat on it to see if it coats a little bit better. After doing this for so many years, I'm pretty sure coating it multiple times is going to be the answer. Again, we're going to have 3 of these. I hope you learned something. Thanks so much for joining me. And as always, you guys, please like and subscribe.